Let's revisit this conversation yet again. I've made multiple videos about this topic, and it's interesting because worldwide, people can't really seem to agree on this. So let's talk about it again, of course, in the newer light of this story that came out a few weeks ago about Whoopi Goldberg basically saying that the Holocaust was not about race. Okay, so again, I've made multiple videos about this before. Here's what people can't seem to agree on. Are Jews white? Are Jews a different race other than Caucasians? Or are we comparing them to Europeans? It gets dicey and no one can quite figure this out. So let's think through this logically and let's try to figure this out. So clearly in the United States culture, seems everyone disagreed with Whoopi Goldberg as far as, the Holocaust was not about race. So they disagree with that. So by default, what does that mean? Let's logically unpack that. So that if she's wrong about that, then it means that Jewish people and it means Germans, which are Europeans, are definitely two different races. So here's another question then. So are Jews white? People have trouble asking that question. Now, according to the US government census that we always have to fill out anytime we do anything here in the United States, there's no separate category for Middle Eastern or Jewish. It's just white. It's just all lumped in the same category. So, ultimately, the way the US government looks at it, Jewish people and white people and European descent people, however you want to say it, are all in the same category. Jews are white. And that's not necessarily what the argument was with Whoopi Goldberg. She wasn't saying Jews are not white. But let's try to figure that out. Are Jews white? I think most people are going to say yes. Are they European descent? Well, depends on what division we're talking about there. Like, for example, I've got Sephardic Jewish background in my family tree. But isn't it convoluted ultimately? Like, to even try to understand this. Like, could we make this a simple thing? Like, I'm trying to do that in my brain right now. Okay? Are Jews white? Yes. Are Jewish people and German people the same race? No. So I guess that's what we're looking at. What we're learning from this concept is this, because people always like to say, race is a social construct. And I think this video is proof of that. I don't think that we're going to have unanimous comments below. I think people are going to have differing opinions on this. That Jewish people are white, but Jewish people are not the same race as Germans. So there's a different race there. And that's what makes it interesting. That in Germany, there was a Holocaust in which millions of Jewish people were killed because of their race, even though they were also white. And I think we see this happen in other countries, but it's not as obvious. So my understanding is that even in China, this is continuing to go on. That there's genocide going on, but to the rest of the world, at least the United States, oh, well, they're all Asian, so that's what China is doing to their own people. Well, people who happen to also be Asian, but of different backgrounds within the, quote, Asian group there. But somehow we turn a blind eye to it and don't take it as seriously as a genocide because they're all Chinese, they're all Asian. And I think maybe at first that's what was going on with the Holocaust, why maybe it wasn't taken as seriously for those who did understand it, that basically Germany was oppressing its own people. But in hindsight, now we separate. No, Jewish people, they are a minority. They are their own race, but they are generically perceived as white. How did I do? Am I right about this at all? Is there a right answer? Tell me what you think the right answer is right here in the comments.